Imagine this. You're standing in Sweden. Next to you is a bicycle. Not a motorcycle, not a support van. Just a bike. You plan to ride it across Europe, across the Middle East, across Asia, to Nepal. Then climb the tallest mountain on Earth. Alone. No bottled oxygen, no Sherpa team, no rescue crew waiting nearby. And when you reach the top, you come back down. Get on your bike and pedal all the way home. Believe it or not, this really happened. Welcome to Believe It or Not, the show where weird is real and the truth is stranger than fiction. I'm your host, Bryan, and today's story is about one of the most determined adventurers in modern history. The man who bicycled from Sweden to Mount Everest, climbed it solo without oxygen, and then bicycled back home. The man's name was Göran Kropp. In 1995, at just 29 years old, he decided he didn't want a sponsored expedition. He didn't want helicopters. He didn't want luxury base camps. He wanted the entire journey to mean something. So he made a radical choice. He would travel to Mount Everest under his own power. From Sweden, that's nearly 8,000 miles on a bicycle. He packed about 240 pounds of gear, food, climbing equipment, supplies, and he started pedaling. He rode through Europe, through Turkey, through Iran and Pakistan, across scorching deserts and chaotic highways. He faced mechanical breakdowns, extreme heat, loneliness, border challenges. But he kept riding, month after month, leg after leg. Finally, after months on the road, he reached Nepal. Now, most climbers would be exhausted just getting there, but Göran was just getting started. In spring 1996, he began his ascent of Mount Everest. Now here's what makes this even more unbelievable. Most climbers rely on Sherpa support teams to carry equipment and set ropes. Most climbers used bottled oxygen above 26,000 feet. Göran chose to climb solo and without supplemental oxygen. That means every step near the summit was taken with dangerously thin air. At that altitude, your brain struggles, your muscles weaken. Simple decisions become life or death choices. That's why the area above that elevation is commonly referred to as the death zone. Now, on his first attempt, he had to turn back. Avalanches were sweeping the mountain. Many climbers that year would tragically lose their lives in one of Everest's deadliest seasons. But Göran didn't quit. He waited. He studied conditions, and he prepared. Then he tried again. On May 23rd, 1996, Göran Kropp reached the summit of Mount Everest. Alone, without bottled oxygen, after biking thousands of miles to get there. He stood on top of the world. No cheering crowd, no team photo, just wind, snow, and the quiet knowledge of what it took to get there. For many climbers, the story would end at the summit, but not for Göran. He climbed down, packed his gear, and got back on his bicycle. He pedaled all the way back to Sweden. Total journey? Nearly 13,000 miles round trip. Human powered? Self-supported? Start to finish. Believe it or not. There's something powerful about doing something the hard way on purpose. Gordon didn't reject support because he wanted attention. He believed the journey mattered just as much as the summit. He once said that climbing Everest shouldn't begin at base camp. It should begin at your front door. That idea changes everything because it means that the adventure isn't just the big moment. It's every small step before it. Every mile, every struggle, every decision not to quit. Most people dream about standing on top of something great. Göran asked a different question. What are you willing to do to get there? Now, here are a few believe it or not facts I found while researching the podcast. Believe it or not, Göran Kropp carried nearly 240 pounds of gear on his bike. His total journey covered nearly 13,000 miles under his own power. And during the course of the entire expedition, he burned over 1 million calories. That's a lot of snack bars. Believe it or not, he climbed Mount Everest solo and without bottled oxygen, one of mountaineering's greatest challenges. Only about 1.7% of all Everest summits have ever been done without bottled oxygen. Believe it or not, 1996 was one of the deadliest seasons in Everest history. 15 people died. That's 1 in 7 climbers who attempted to summit. The reason for this was terrible snowstorms and avalanches that plagued the mountain that year. Believe it or not, in 2000, Kropp and fellow Swede Ola Skinarmo attempted to ski unsupported to the North Pole. Unfortunately, Kropp had to abandon the expedition due to a frostbitten thumb. However, during the expedition, he shot a polar bear which had been stalking the two men. And finally, believe it or not, when he returned from the trip, Kropp drove 3 seasons in the Swedish and Nordic Formula 3 series, driving race cars at speeds of over 350 kilometers per hour. From sea level to the top of the world to the racetrack. Believe it or not. Now here's our big question from the podcast. What goal in your life seems impossible right now? And what if the journey toward it is just as important as achieving it? Because maybe greatness isn't about shortcuts. Maybe it's about commitment. Now here's a friendly reminder. If you're enjoying Believe It or Not, follow or subscribe wherever you listen. And share this episode with someone who needs a reminder that big goals are built one step at a time. Because sometimes the most unbelievable stories are about endurance. And next time on Believe It or Not, a struggling soap company is about to go out of business. Their product isn't selling. Kids aren't interested. Then someone realizes something strange. The soap floats, and it doesn't dry out. And children love playing with it. That accident would lead to one of the most recognizable toys in the world. The squishy, stretchy story behind the invention of Play-Doh. You don't want to miss it. And before we go, as always, here's a little joke for you. A boy was getting ready for a science fair, and he told his father, "Dad, I built a model of Mount Everest." And his father asked, "Is it to scale?" The boy replied, "No, it's to look at." Until next time, keep wondering, keep learning, and remember, sometimes the truth is weirder than fiction.